What is up, guys? Today I have a video for you reviewing the Mount Me Freedom for the iPad 2 and 3. This is just an iPad mounting system, so you can mount your iPad in a car, on your wall, in an airplane, basically a bunch of locations. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that some of these locations I cannot test. For example, I'm not going to buy an airplane ticket just to review this, so as you can probably tell, this is not going to be reviewed on a plane. However, you can trust them. I'm telling you, you can trust them. It works in a car and a plane. I'll be showing you how it works inside of a house because that's where you're really going to use it. You're not really going to use it in other locations because your iPad is usually with you in the house. However, you might use it in the car, so it's pretty basic. All you do is attach a strap to it. I don't really need to go over it, and I did test it, and it did work fine. So let's test how it works in your house. So the iPad itself will be mounted inside of it just like a regular case, and this is the actual mounting system. To detach it, you have to simply push in, kind of like those child-proof medicine bottles. You push in and twist counterclockwise, and then it will detach itself, and now you have the actual thing. Now, these suction cups are detachable as well. You can use this as a stand or as a suction cup mount, but if you take out these suction cups and reattach it to the iPad case, then it will work as a regular stand, although it will add quite a bit of bulk. So I'm taking out these suction cups, and before I even do anything, let me show you how these suction cups work. So these suction cups are incredibly strong. If I press in, the suction cup is not going anywhere, and keep in mind there are 4 of these. So this suction cup right now is staying put. I can't lift this up if my life depended on it, and I will not be able to. And so the only way to get it up is to lift it up with this little flap right here, right there. So that is the only way you're lifting this up, which is a very convenient and smart method. And by the way, guys, I did find out how this came to my doorstep. Snugg, the company that I do a lot of reviews for, I did 2 already. They're sending me like 3 more cases. This was something that they asked me if I wanted to review. I said sure. I didn't realize it was called the Mount Me. I didn't think it was called the Mount Me, so I was wondering where it came from. It came in a little bit of a mysterious packaging, but it did come from Snugg. You can find it at Snugg's website for around $30, I believe. I'll have the link for you guys down in the video description down below, so you can check it out. But that is all I'm going to be saying right now because it came from Snugg, so I don't have to worry about some random dude finding out my location. But the case itself that covers the iPad is pretty basic. Now, what I don't like about it is that if you're not going to use it with the stand, you probably shouldn't use this case because it adds some strange bulk to it, which I don't really like. So it's okay to have this on the back, although it's going to be a little bit strange using it because you have this little back plate that sticks up quite a bit. It's almost as thick as the iPad itself, and you got to deal with that. So I personally don't like it that much. But let me show you how this works to attach itself. And attaching this little stand part is extremely easy. So I'm going to place it so that is centered or semi-centered. So it's centered like this. I'm going to line up these. As you can tell, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 different ridges cut out. And that matches the 1, 2, 3, 4 ridges cut out here. So I'm going to match them up. And it does not take too long. And then I'm going to push in, turn clockwise, and it is locked in place. Now, to stand up the iPad, you can move this in various different positions, like so. You can also tilt it and turn it, so that is 360 degrees and almost at any angle. So let's turn it like this and set the angle to about here. And it is standing up fine. This is actually not a bad way to stand up your iPad, and it is pretty convenient. You can also stand up your iPad like this, which works fine. So you really have almost any way to stand it up, almost every single angle, and it rotates 360 degrees. So this is perfect. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to use this as a stand, it is amazing. So now let's get these suction cups in here and see how they work. So the suction cups themselves, you can have 6 of these suction cups inside, but they only give you 4. So slightly confused, but whatever. So as you can tell, the suction cup itself is larger than this part. So you have to put it in through here and then slide it towards you, depending on how it is facing. So I'm going to apply all 4 of these. Now, you can take this and put it down, but I spread them out to have more surface area covered. If you cover more surface area, it should stick stronger and allow it to stick longer. Now, usually some people will wet their suction cups and get them moist, but you really don't have to. These are ultra strong. I can't lift this up at all, so you will not have to do that. I guarantee you, if it sticks onto the surface, it's staying on there until you lift up these tabs. So that is how it's going to work, and let me attach it to my table. This is going to be pretty funny because it's not going to come up. So I just press down, and this thing is attached to my table. It's not going anywhere. This is actually a very good method if you're going to put it in a store. No one, and I tell you no one, is going to be able to pull this off without finding out how to take it, how to take each individual suction cup off. And that's going to take them quite some time if they aren't accustomed to it. So if you're working in a store and you want to give people iPad demos, this is actually pretty good. If you have a app that you developed and you want to put it on an iPad and let people play around with it, and you don't want anyone to steal it, not only can you attach a security, one of those security chargers into the 30-pin dock connector, but you can also attach it to this mount, and you'll be able to get this suction cup down perfectly. It's not going to go anywhere. No one can lift this up. They're going to have to slide it off of a table. You're obviously going to tell if someone's trying to slide it off, so it's a very secure method of keeping your iPad in place. I actually think that's a very good function of this if you were to use it like that, but that is what I like about it. So let's get this and test it on, say, like walls and other parts of your house. Alright guys, so as you can already tell, this already mounts to a surface in your house that is most likely going to be like a wooden desk. This is a wooden desk, and it is mounting to it fine. It's not going to go anywhere unless you unmount these little suction cups by pressing up on each individual one. Now, it does not really work on drywall, and I'll show you it anyway, but for me, it does not work on drywall. Maybe it's just the coating I have, but it does not really work on drywall. It works on granite, but it doesn't really work on most surfaces. So be surprised if you're not ready to have this mount on all surfaces. Now, I will warn you, though, that if you want to use the screws, they're kind of permanent. So choose wisely where you're going to put those screws. This does come with screws to put this in a wall permanently, but that location has to be chosen very wisely, and it should be a location that you're always going to use. So pick that location wisely, and if you're going to use it all the time, then go ahead and screw it in. So I'm going to be showing you guys how it mounts on drywall. I'll show you some other instances of how it mounts and doesn't mount, and then I'll give you some other comparisons and other tests I'll be doing. So let's get into it. So over here you see I have this big wooden cabinet, and let's see if it mounts over there. So I got the suction cups on the back, and I'm going to carefully attach this and see if it mounts. And it looks like it is, nope, it is not sticking completely. It seems like the bottom ones are sticking. Let me see if it's going to stick. It looks like the top ones are not sticking, but the bottom ones are. So it's not completely stable, so I don't think it's going to mount on a surface like this. It doesn't seem like it's working well. I'll give it one last go and see if it does, and I'll press extra hard, but it does not seem like it's going to stay. The suction cups are popping back up on the top, so it seems like the top ones are popping back off and the bottom ones are not, so it's kind of strange. So it's not going to work on that. So over here is my wall. It's drywall, so let's see if this mounts over here, and I'm telling you guys it doesn't, but why not? I'll do it. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So it stays for a couple seconds, but then just like the wooden cabinet, it drops off too. So there's really no advantage to having it there. Now over here, this is my kitchen, and this is just the wall behind the stove, which you see right there. So this is probably not the most convenient place to put your iPad, and if you put it here and you start cooking stuff, it's probably not going to stay in the best condition, but I'll show you guys anyway in case you want to mount it and say watch cooking videos or whatever you want to do. So the iPad is over here, and I can't reach that well, but this is going to stick really well. It's not going to come off of this. And I'm having my hand here as support, and so far it has not fallen off yet. So let me try to pull it, and pulling it off does not work, so you know it's going to work. You can tilt this in almost any position. This is actually extremely convenient, and I think it's going to work really well on these kinds of surfaces. Now you will have to adjust this to your liking, and you can easily remove the iPad just like that. Just snap it in, and you can try to. It's kind of hard to snap it in without looking at it from this angle, but you can kind of try it, and I just got it there. But yeah, that's really how it's going to work in that way, and it's been working fine so far over there. I'm going to show you guys one more surface, and we'll see if it goes there, but after that, I think we're good. Alright, so here I have my fridge. Let's see if it mounts there. Again, suction cups are like this. I'll line them like this, and I'll try to get the most perfect fit I can. I think this should work, but let's see. I may be wrong. And so far, it is working. Yeah, there is really no problem, and it's working fine as far as I can tell, and it's working pretty well. Same thing, just as the kitchen granite or marble, whatever that surface is. It is working perfectly. You can use your iPad as you would without the stand, and it's really easy actually. You can type a lot easier like this. It's not shaking at all. It's shaking a little bit, but not too much to disrupt you, and you can study it very easily. And you can actually use this to watch movies. Say I have an island in my kitchen, so I can sit down in the island. I'll actually show you guys what the island looks like. This is the island, so I can just sit down, stare at the fridge, although it doesn't seem too great of an idea, but you can do it. You can sit at the island and watch your iPad, whatever's playing on there, Netflix, movies. You can even stream some stuff from your local network that is on the computers. I have an application that allows me to do that. And yeah, that's really all I'm going to do as far as the mounting inside your house. You can see I've done like 4 different surfaces. It worked for a couple of them, didn't work for a couple of them. Definitely is not going to work on drywall, although if you screw it into drywall after you use a stud finder and find the wood, you will be able to use it, although that is only one place you'll be able to use it. Otherwise, you'll have to buy more screws from them. And I don't believe Snugg sells extra screws. I may be wrong, but I don't think they do. So choose wisely where you're going to place those screws, because there's really no place to put them afterwards. But this is all I got to do for the mounting. So let's get into the other stuff, like if it works with a smart cover and my final opinion. You guys are probably wondering if this works with a smart cover, so I'll show you right now. I haven't tested this for myself. I don't think it will, but let's give it a go. And okay, so smart cover attaches kind of like that, and it actually does work with a smart cover, so I'm pleasantly surprised there. So it attaches right there, and smart cover is actually firmly attached. It's not loosely attached, it's actually perfectly attached. So I am surprised, and you guys will be able to use this with your smart cover. Not so sure why you'd want to do it after having a stand, but who cares? You can use a smart cover with this thing, which is an even more added bonus, so I really like that. And I personally, after seeing what it can do, would give this an almost 10 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because it's limited to the surfaces that it can attach to. Otherwise, it's perfect. You can stand this up without suction cups, with suction cups, plane, car ride, almost anywhere, and this guy will work. You can use it without the suction cups, turn it into a regular stand. It's even smart cover compatible, and the case itself does add some added protection. It doesn't have a good lay on the table design, however. The case itself doesn't protect the screen of it that much, although if you drop it on the corners, it will have some protection. But I really like this guy, and I find it to be a really, really good case and stand, and I think you guys should go pick it up. I'll have a link for you guys down in the video description down below for the link where you can go to on Snugg's website and check this out. It's, I believe, like 30 bucks, and it is definitely worth the price. Mount this anywhere. You can even screw it into a wall if you want to, although I'm not sure why you want to do this. This is actually really good for security purposes because these suction cups are unreasonably strong. These will stay down at the table no matter what. And if you ever have a store where you want to demonstrate something on an iPad, put this inside of the case, suction cup it to the table. Anyone wants to steal it, you'll see them before they even get to steal it, because the amount of effort you'll have to put into this will either break the case or break, well, not break the table, but it's probably going to be extremely noticeable. So that is an added bonus for security. And yeah, it's an overall amazing case for the price. Stand is amazing. The functionality of it is extremely high. You can use this all day. It's very useful. Cooking, watching movies, anything you want to do. I personally love it, and I think you guys will too. So with that, links in the video description down below. Thumbs up the video, rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, peace. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. Also, you guys can go share this with your friends, favorite, like, and comment on this video. Also, feel free to check out the previous video, which you can see right here. Annotation is right there, and go ahead and click on it.